So tomorrow there is going to be a general Nintendo Direct dedicated to the Nintendo Switch 1. And normally what I would do in situations like this is have a live stream tonight and put some predictions in, maybe even fill out a bingo card and just have some fun with this. I usually don't make standard prediction videos, but today I decided to do it a little differently. One, because we have the Nintendo podcast tonight where we are doing a bingo, but we're doing it for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. So there's that. But also because guess what? This thing's tomorrow, right? This video is only relevant for like the next 16 hours or something like that. So let's just go ahead and get to it. But before we do, I want to remind you that, hey, we are giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 for those interested. We have a link down in the description or the pinned comment. But I want to actually get into tomorrow's Direct. And look, there's a lot of first-party things we're going to talk about in this that could happen. I'm not predicting all of them will happen, but some will. But I want to first get to this mention over by Jeff Grubb. So on a show that is still live, by the way, the Jeff podcast, it's still live right now, literally, as I'm recording this. But he said, the reason I learned about this Nintendo Direct is because of a partner game, and there's going to be a game that will cause a lot of conversation, and it's not necessarily a Nintendo one. And this got me thinking about only one thing that would really cause a lot of conversation and has some plausibility: the Master Chief Collection. Look, I know a lot of people think that would be like a Switch 2 game, but I'm telling you right now, the Master Chief Collection can run on Switch. So it'd be very interesting if that is the game. They're talking about finally getting Halo and Master Chief on a Nintendo platform. I do feel like that's one of those things that would cause a lot of conversations online about Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo has Crash on Switch, right? That used to be the old Sony pseudo mascot. Sony never owned it, but felt like it back in the day. And then all of a sudden now you have Master Chief. Pretty cool. So we'll see, of course, if that ends up being the game. It also could be something entirely different, right? Like, I'm just throwing my shot in the dark. This is my prediction, so I'm predicting it's going to be the Master Chief Collection. Now, setting that aside, one game I think is going to be here for sure, now that this is a general Nintendo Direct, is Metroid Prime 4. Look, I know Metroid Prime 4 is widely considered to be a cross-gen game. We don't actually know. It's never been confirmed. And that Kiwi Talks person was acting like, oh my gosh, it's going to be like the biggest thing at the Switch 2 Direct. And now we have Extus, a fellow content creator, out there saying, oh, it's not even going to be at that Direct. Look, the fact that this is a full general Direct means I think they're going to have Metroid Prime 4 here, and they're going to give us the release date. What this has to do with the cross-gen status, I'll leave you guys to talk about it, but I do think it's going to be here. I think it's going to have a new trailer, and I do think that it's going to be accompanied with a shadow drop announcement of Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered as a bundle, although you'll be able to get them separately as well, available tomorrow. So I think it's going to be available the same day. So a shadow drop of Metroid Prime 2 and 3 and Metroid Prime 4 either being the show opener or the show closer. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't think there's not going to be a bunch of other first-party ones. This is a 30-minute Direct, so I do think there's going to be some other third-party stuff going on. Maybe Silksong. This could be a great opportunity for Silksong to come out and get a release date and then not be overshadowed in a Switch 2 Direct with much bigger games than Silksong. So I think Silksong could be in here for sure. But setting that aside, I want to get back to Nintendo because I do think Nintendo is going to have more announcements in this than people anticipate. And this is why it's a general Direct. While it's going to be a lot of ports and remasters, I still think Nintendo's going to have maybe 5 to 8, maybe even 10 different announcements because I do believe this Switch Direct is going to roadmap at least the rest of this year for Switch 1, if not a little bit into 2026. So I think Kirby Planet Robobot HD is here. Now, if we remember, that game was said by Nate the Hate to actually be a game coming out this year. And look, Nate the Hate is kind of on fire right now. He's the one who told us this Direct was happening. So yeah, I'm going to go with that game being in here. I'm also going to say, you know what? One or both of Twilight Princess and the Wind Waker HD are in this thing. So it could be both, but at least one of them I do think makes an appearance, slated to be released maybe later this summer. I don't know which one. I would prefer Wind Waker, but some people would prefer Twilight Princess. Either way, I would be very happy to see that stuff appear in this Direct. And now this is one that I want to get to because I feel like a majority of this game was worked on for Switch 1. And it's a brand new game. This would be a new announcement for Nintendo. Remember the old Donkey Kong rumors? how there was a Donkey Kong game in the works and by the Mario Odyssey team, and this was rumored like 2-3 years ago, but nothing ever came of it. I do think today we could get, or I do think during this direct, we could get a side-scrolling, not country, but some sort of new style Donkey Kong game for the Nintendo Switch. So just throwing that out there. I think it's possible. Again, my predictions, right? Now, this last game that I want to get into deals with some interesting stuff. It's called the Fire Emblem Remaster, right? Fire Emblem. Sorry, in my head it's like dun 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 dun. No, seriously, Fire Emblem Remaster remake. It's been rumored for a while as well. I think that's going to be there. And, you know, I know I said that was going to be my last game. I think we're going to toss one more in. As I said, I think Nintendo's going to have 8 to 10 different games in here, which is a lot for them. But I think it's because this is going to be a longer roadmap set up for Switch 1. F-Zero GX HD remaster, whatever they call it. That's right, I'm predicting F-Zero comes back. All of these old rumors coming to a head. We'll see what happens, of course. I might be right or wrong on all of this stuff. I don't really know. The last part of this video, I'm just going to say, this is wild, guys. Nintendo, you know, my last video where I announced that the direct was happening, obviously I was just trying to rush that video and get it out, and I had all this excitement. I didn't have time to calm down. I give myself time to calm down, and I just have to say that while I'm excited for our podcast tonight and tomorrow, we got 2 back-to-back podcast episodes coming your way, I have to say that we are, holy crud, 2025. 2024 was, look, a rough year. I'm not going to beat around the bush about that. As a content creator, very rough year. We had one general direct the entire year. There was no real big blockbuster game from Nintendo last year. We had some good games, Echoes of Wisdom. I'm kidding. Famicom Detective Club was actually really good too. And we got Thousand Year Door. But the point is, like, it was a pretty light year for us as content creators. There was very low interest in the games Nintendo was putting out, which created low interest in the content creators. And then Nintendo themselves, you know, would tease Switch 2, but then kind of be silent on it all year long. And we lived in the rumor mill way of doing things. And that's, you know, a fun place to live for a while. But at some point, you want to get out of the rumor mill and into the tangible. And even this week, we had all these rumors for the Switch 1 Direct. And even I was kind of like, yeah, it's still just rumor. Even after Nate the Hate said, I'm like, yeah, I trust Nate the Hate. But I just, you know, is Nintendo really going to do a big general direct? And that's what's happening. We're getting a massive general direct tomorrow for Switch 1. And then literally 6 days later, we get a massive general direct for Nintendo Switch 2. And I firmly believe once we get to April 2nd, Nintendo shifts entirely to marketing for Switch 2. So, because they have the hands-on experience coming up, there might be some stuff at PAX East. There's going to obviously be previews for media. And no, I have not been invited to preview the damn thing, which is okay, Nintendo. I forgive you this time. Better invite me for Switch 3, though, you bastards. No, I'm just kidding. Nintendo doesn't have to invite me to anything. I feel like, how do I put this? I'm feeling a lot of different emotions right now. I'm feeling excitement, of course, because Nintendo goodness. I'm also feeling a lot of pressure. This is the busiest I think my channel's ever been beginning tonight. From the podcast on forward, I don't know that my channel's ever been this busy. There's going to be so many games to cover. So much news to cover, so many events happening, gameplay footage coming out of the Switch 2 experience stuff, conversations that need to be had about games announced tomorrow and announced on Wednesday next week. And just, I'm a little nervous, if I'm honest. Can I just be honest with you guys? I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a full-time YouTuber. I'm sure you guys know that at this point. It's why you're getting content every day and all the live streams and the podcast. I'm a full-time YouTuber. This is what I do for a living. And this is an opportunity for me to take my passion and my love for Nintendo and rise to a level of, you know, being comfortable in life. And I'm kind of nervous I'm going to screw it up. Don't know why. I know I'm going to work hard. I know we're all just going to be excited and hyped, but there's some pressure here. And I'm feeling it. You know what I'm also feeling? Hyped as hell for 2 General Directs in a 1-week period. Yeah. All right, guys. I gotta let you guys go. I gotta start doing prep work for tonight's massive Nintendo Bite podcast. And I'll catch you guys in, that podcast. I'll catch you for the live stream of the Direct tomorrow, another podcast tomorrow, probably another video. Oh my gosh, we have so much content coming your way in the next week. I'm exhausted already, but excited to get there. Catch you in the next one.